Bana devam et Furkan.
Đó छोड़ना है।
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Welcome to all in the Research Circles free webinar. Today's webinar topic is online teaching challenges and prospects. Today we have with us our keynote speaker, that is Dr. Uzma Shehzadi, Miss Uzma Shehzadi. Uh, Dr. Uzma Shehzadi is an assistant professor, Department of Education, University of Sargodha, Pakistan. So, with due respect, we welcome all Dr. Uzma Shehzadi.
Thank you, Amar. So today's discussion, if you allow a screen share for participants so that it may help me to proceed with the presentation.
Yeah, sure. You can share, ma'am. Now.
Okay, thank you. So we are here to discuss we all know that COVID-19 pandemic has pushed us from traditional classrooms to online teaching learning environment. And now in almost around the globe, this is online classrooms. Traditional classrooms are converted to online classrooms. For some time period, it remains purely in asynchronous as well as synchronous mode of learning, and it led to a blend learning as well. My today's discussion will revolve around the concept of online teaching, the history of online teaching. Literature provides us evidences about its start and its development in certain phases. And then we will be discussing about best practices that we can carry out to teach in an online mode. So let's start. About online education, it purely emphasizes on the digital education. Certain terms are associated with this concept. Virtual education is also known for this mode of education. Paperless environment is emphasized in online education. This is web-based education. This is also known, and it is e-education is a term that is used in the literature to represent online education concept. This is also in books and in literature. It is computer. It is known as computer-based education. Computer managed education is also denoted to the online education. Now, what an online education is? It means online education is the use of resources that are available freely and open to teach, learn, and assess the objectives that we usually taken up in our educational system or at some education level. It can be at elementary level, it can be at secondary level, it can be at higher secondary education level. Its origin and history are the next slides. When we talk about that, when online education started up, so literature provides us evidence about its startup that it is around 1800 years. Early 1900 USA developed postal services, though it was not that with these technological resources that are available or with these technological gadgets that we are available with now. The notion of reliable long distance correspondence led to the development and implementation of what we called commercial correspondence colleges. So this is what the online or distance education that taken up its start back in the year early 1900s in United States of America. There are certain other evidences that are addressed for decentralized, or we can say away from the center or away from the traditional classrooms that we are having with us in our traditional system. So open universities are established, and we have evidences from the literature that in Australia, University of Queensland was founded, Department of Correspondence Studies in 1911, which also relied on Australia's postal system. So in the beginning, classrooms that were not meant for traditional education were supposed to taken up the sport from postal system of that very country. The University of South Africa, today known as one of the world's open distance learning mega colleges, became the champion and innovator of distance learning, and it reshaped its mission and focus in 1946. 1953, University of House made distance learning history. 64 and 65, Open University of UK started working in distance mode. Similarly, in Pakistan, in India, Indo-Pak, in South Asia, some open universities opened up distance learning programs. Then there came television, or the use of television in the field of education, personal computers, personal webs, and these became the major inventions that revolutionized distance education. With these instruments, or we can say with these educational technologies, now online education term is getting used in the field of education. University of Phoenix, 1989, launched fully online collegiate institute that offered both bachelor's and master's degrees. 1996, entrepreneurs Glenn Jones and Bernard Laskin launched Jones International University, which became the first accredited and fully web-based university that offers programs with the help of these online resources. So, if we observe more in the literature, a Blackboard learning system staff announced that 40,000 instructors were teaching 150,000 online courses to more than 6 million students across 55 countries. This number has increased, numerously increased because of COVID-19 and post-COVID. In post-COVID, we are now observing online resources getting utilized by traditional classroom teachers. Now, what are the educational modes? What are the online education modes that are available to be utilized by the teachers, by the schools who have gone online and who are willing to go online? These are online programs, blended programs, and online supplemental programs. So 3 modes are available for persons, for institutes, for organizations who want to work in an online mode. These are online programs that they have to offer in either in asynchronous mode or synchronous mode. Then blended program, some programs, a certain part is traditionally communicated, and a certain part of the program or the other of the program online. Then online supplemental programs that includes, like, I am on YouTube, I am with you people on Zoom, and recorded sessions can be utilized by the teachers for online teaching. So this may be a supplemental program. Trainings, workshops, conferences, and seminars, webinars nowadays. These seminars are now webinars. So we are getting utilized to all these educational modes. Now, what online teaching? It is basically utilization of web resources that may be prepared already, tailored on some source, or that may be designed and delivered by the online instructor. So utilization of web resources, either in a synchronous mode or asynchronous mode, can be or is termed as online teaching. In an online teaching, what we do, we deliver the content, we transmit the knowledge, we transfer the skills, we can reflect, we can ask students to reflect back. So these are just only, the difference is in the use of medium. We all know that in traditional classrooms we use voice, and this voice is transferred to the students through the medium of air that is available in the room, in classroom, or in some other instructional place. But when we talk about online teaching, wireless devices, with even devices with wires, are being utilized by the teachers to transfer the knowledge, to deliver the content, to transmit the training, and to transfer the skills. So in both cases, we need communication medium. Online teaching is carried out as CD-ROM courses where the student interacts with static computer content that is recorded somewhere or sometime before actual class held. Online learning, internet-based courses are offered synchronously as well as asynchronously. Mobile learning is offered by means of devices such as cellular phones, PDAs, digital audio players, iPods, MP3 players, and many, many other devices as well. Now, how virtual classrooms look alike? We are in a virtual environment today. You people are with me. It's someone, if like many, almost 9 members, we are 9 members who are in this room, and this is our virtual classroom. This is a real-time transmission. This is a synchronous mode of learning that we are together here. We are learning some material, and we are getting updated ourselves about some facts of online learning. Now, synchronous mode includes instant messaging. We are chatting a few minutes before. We were doing this video conferencing. I am on a video stream. Webcams, entities, moves, chat, and Second Life are certain tools that we use in virtual classrooms. Synchronous online means that I have already explored this, that what synchronous online teaching is. Live internet connections are we can say, are the property or the characteristics of online teaching. And interacting in real time with the individuals or with students who are there to learn something, or to learn, or to have a classroom attendance. Individual meetings are there. Group meetings can be done on synchronous online teaching mode. Audio, video, both conferences can be adapted, or training workshops can be conducted. Seminars that are known as webinars or conferences can be carried out on the online teaching or synchronous learning. Then it's asynchronous. When we talk about asynchronous mode of learning, it is basically no real transmission with students and no real exchange of words with students. It is basically recorded or sent or emailed material that is at any convenient time student will be interacting with. It includes emailing, texting, news groups, listservs, blogging, social media usage, that you drop the message and at any convenient time student is viewing that and then reflecting on that. While when we talk about synchronous, it is time-bound mode of teaching and learning. There are certain has adapted from that is carried out from the some literature source, that synchronous e-learning involves online studies through chat and video conference. We are doing synchronous, we are in a synchronous mode, but when it is YouTube live streaming, I think so that we are connected. And here, are we on a YouTube live streaming? Okay, I think so. Anyhow, we are on a live stream, and this live streaming is enabling if students will be utilizing it sometime this live session, it may become asynchronous for them. Now, asynchronous learning is carried out even while the student is offline. You drop the message, you drop your lecture, some recorded version, and you let the student know about that. The students associate themselves in a synchronous e-learning software or online courses and can interact with the students and their teachers during the session or course. In asynchronous mode, students read the course at their own pace. As I have already mentioned, that in asynchronous mode, there is no live streaming, there is some recorded sessions, and at any convenient time, student enabled himself or herself to consult the material and to get the clarity of the topics they want to learn. Now, online teaching tools, there are many, like Zoom software is there is bulletin boards are there, Big Blue Button is there, Microsoft Classrooms are there, Google Classrooms are there. COVID has a provision of opportunity to many software companies that are introducing their softwares in the market, and these softwares are basically being utilized by the students as well as by the educational organizations. Not only educational organizations, business organizations are also taking benefit from these online tools. Here are some other resources as well. This is Google Classroom, Zoom Classroom, Microsoft Classroom, and many others as well. Now, what preliminary requirements for going in an online classroom or virtual classroom? Being teachers, we know some requirements for connecting in, like even in traditional classrooms, we do have certain preliminary requirements, and we do fulfill those requirements before going to the classroom. An active internet connection. Like in traditional classrooms, we focus on availability of a physical resource, that is a classroom, a physical space that should be available to teach. Similarly, over here on online, when we take online courses or when we go for online teaching, there must be an active internet connection so that we can communicate with our student actively without any interruption. Machine with audio and video. Wait a minute, there is a message. So login details, as I was supported by Research Circle, they sent me login detail, ice breaking with internet tools or knowledge, that whenever you are planning to go online, first of all, go and view the environment of that teaching that's available to teach online, e-resource. Lesson plan should be with you. You must accompany lesson plan like we accompany in traditional classrooms with lesson, and known resources to be shared during lesson. For example, if I'm known to this PowerPoint presentation, or if you classroom source located, the soft ones. Then having updated knowledge about open access resources. If you want to utilize your open access resources, you must have knowledge about availability and about their and readiness to involve students in activities. Let your students be with you. This is a journey, it's an online journey. Students usually get bored, or this is a challenge for the teacher. And he or she must have readiness to involve his or her students in activities. You can play puzzles online, you can go for educational games, you can have video links, you can integrate your lecture with some interesting facts, you can even modify or utilize tone, voice tone, so that monotonous type of lecture should not be there. You can engage your students with you in discussion, or you can have inquiry during your classrooms. Then you can use multiple screens or softwares together to create a conducive environment, like using presentation, using some other software. Search relevant relevant content that can be some material, audio clips, some video clips, or some audio recordings can be utilized by the teacher. The teacher his or her class point presentations, voice or discussion. You want to involve someone in your class, you can have a guest speaker with you, you can be a participant in your class, or to have a discussion in your class, have discussion with your students to make it more meaningful or conducive for the learners. Then there are Eric Yuan, the founder. Here is an introduction of Zoom, that Zoom claims to facilitate video communications with an easy, reliable cloud platform for video and audio conferencing. We are all, I hope so that you people are also utilizing this, and there is no more challenge. And COVID has not let us in a challenging environment now. We are used to this online classrooms. We are used to utilize online learning tools. This is how Zoom look like. This is the website or homepage of Zoom, and Zoom interface is there. Zoom new meetings, you can call new meetings, you can join a scheduled meeting, you can have a scheduled on a scheduled meeting. This is my Zoom page. I have set my ID, my name, and other demographic information. Then I can schedule a meeting. There is a schedule platform that is available and facilitate teachers to schedule their meetings. Zoom classrooms tools, security tools are there, participants are there, chat option is there, share the screen option, record option is there, reactions you can use in a chat so that make your chat interesting. And you can link your Zoom with some YouTube streams, with Facebook streams, and many other things can be done in a Zoom classroom settings. Certain advanced options are there. You can set your Zoom environment as per your requirement. This is again teacher's role to get and set Zoom according to your own requirement. There is a personal management that will allow the utilization of more tools to make your classroom learning more successful. Now, how the best practices in an online teaching can, and what can be the best practices? We all know that teachers, schools are working for some educational objectives, some learning outcomes. We want our students to perform brilliant in field of lives, in their practical life. So education works for individuals who can accommodate and adaptable to their practical life and worldly life, we can say. So we work for the dispositions of the individuals Being teachers, we work for the knowledge. Being teachers, we work for the skills. Whether it is online or whether it is some traditional classroom environment, we always work for the student cognitive abilities, we work for the students' affective abilities, and we work for the students for their psychomotor abilities, CAP. We are here to develop their CAP. So what are best practices and how we can extract best from our online sessions? There are certain principles. Number one, remember, you're utilizing a technology tool is not having any feelings with it. Its performance is human dependent. What in front of you, how I am teaching you, how my energies are impacting you. This is my energy, my personal energy that is impacting my student. My this personal energy is because of my social exposure. मेरा social experience क्या है, मेरा psychological experience क्या है, मेरा academic experience क्या है, मेरा intellectual experience क्या है. This is what I am. So you use your planners for maximum output from your online classes. Well plan or plan well to have a great percentage of outcomes achieved. Then use organizing the content or material skills for maximum output. Use your organization. More organized online session will be, more fruitful it will be. Then use classroom management skills for maximum output. We know what are the classroom management skills. Classroom management skills are to avoid disruption and to avoid deviant behavior of individuals or individual learners in your classroom. Let the learners be on the track to achieve learning outcomes. Break the ice with screen and digital tools. The more frequently you are user of your screen or technology tool, the more effective will be your lesson. Interact with students in virtual classrooms. Do not hesitate to point them out whether they respond or not, but let them get awake while it is an online session. Though online session provides an ability to multitasking as well, said that students open up many resources at a time and they are consulting many and they are busy in many activities as well. For example, they may be playing PUBG, they may be on some game portal, or they may be having some social networking site open with this Zoom session and they are chatting there with their friends. This is the teacher who has to bring them back in virtual classrooms. Try to make your lesson interesting by offering updated knowledge. Believe me, if you are providing them an interesting field or interesting content, they will never let your screen out, or they will never go off your screen. Take support from YouTube videos, tube videos, journals, e-resources to keep what is around you. Share your screen and message your briefing support with the screen. Specific principles, there are certain. For example, present the correct settings before commencing any activity. Have an info on and let the student interact with you on these softwares. Adjust your firewall settings, adjust your screen settings, and make it more interesting for your students. Orient yourself with the interface. I have already discussed that we must have some information about through which we are going online. Set an itinerary that is still know that you have not lost interest during the session, but then with not only with resources but with content mastery as well. Once the session has been asked to confirm that they are not experiencing any technical issue, and if there is a technical issue, guide them to for that, how to handle that technical issue. For example, my student, so I ask them remove their or switch off their hand free, and then connect it again so that they may get voice back with this. Teach students and manage participants with name. With the name, if you will be calling them and name, if you will be creating of you are owning classroom, know your student, you are in front of them and you are talking to them. Make attendance. We can take attendance on screen share. I use Excel, and can rely on other attendance software. If distortion is observed, ask them to switch off their video and try to connect with audio only. Use group in alliance with the Zoom for sharing the link, asking to join, and for assisting help from the Zoom or taking help from the Zoom. Of using and accessing open access resources that are available online. Here is that best practices while we are teaching. Best practices involve all this talk. It is a summary of what I have already discussed. And thank you, please. This is the end of my discussion. How can cope with online learning and teaching can be carried out, how we can rejoice the benefits from this platform. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. If someone has any question, please unmute yourself and ask the question. You can also turn on your video camera. No problem at all.
I think so. There is no question.
Yes. So I guess that's it for today's session. Before we leave, we would like to thank you to the today's keynote speaker, that is Dr. Uzma Shahzadi. We would like to thank all the participants who have joined us via Research Circle app, Facebook Live, and YouTube Live. So thank you so much all for being a part of today's webinar. Thank you so much. Let me just tell you that this whole webinar will be available on our Research Circle YouTube channel. If you want to watch it again, this will be available there. Thank you so
Thank
much all.
you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you. Goodbye.